Jai Hind everyone, welcome back to the Joe Squad. हमारे previous episode की तरह keep appreciating us and इसलिए please subscribe before we dive into this video.
So let's begin the session. We have got you covered from October 26, 2024 to 1st of November 2024. Air pollution in Delhi is about 8 times the safe limit prescribed by the WHO, that is World Health Organization. The Union Ministry of Culture is set to revive and relaunch the national mission for manuscripts to preserve ancient texts in India. And we have tropical storm Trami leaves town submerged, 66 dead in Philippines. India and China, okay. India and China to undertake coordinated patrolling to be taken in Depsang and Demchok along the LAC, that is line of actual control in eastern Ladakh to avoid face-offs once the patrol resumes. So this comes after a long standoff between India and China. As we all know, it took place in the Galwan Valley and the regions beside it. Deployment of drones to monitor 13 pollution hotspots as part of a 21-point winter action plan. Drones were deployed at a height of 120 meters. They covered an area within a 200-meter radius and collected data on various pollution sources and transmitted them to the Environment Department and the Delhi Pollution Control Committee. So this has been implemented in the state of Delhi because this is a time of very high pollution because one will see in the further slide due to parali. No, parali is that the when the crop is harvested and it is cut, the remaining part जो बचता है उसे हम पराली कहते हैं. And also due to the bursting of firecrackers and all. Sharpen that. So the Indian Space Research Organization and Department of Biotechnology linked an agreement to design and conduct experiments, which will then be integrated into the forthcoming Bharatiya Antariksh Station. Experiments include what kind of algae must be suitable as nutrients or to preserve food for longer, how some algae may be processed to make jet fuel, and impact of the radiations. And we come to sports news in a glance. Union Sports Minister Mansukh Mandavya on Friday gave his permission for the wrestlers' participation in the upcoming World Championships in Albania. Following the minister's assurance and stress that the wrestlers' interest in priority, a Wrestling Federation of India source confirmed that the wrestlers would participate in the elite event. So this comes in as support to the wrestlers. As we know, there was a long protest by the wrestlers against the government that the government need to take some initiatives to support and help them in different, mainly financial, in financial terms. Israel bombed military targets in Iran, thus avenging a missile barrage and stirring fears of a full-scale regional war in West Asia. So, as we know, this comes in retaliation to the missiles fired by Iran on the state of Israel. Trade resumed between land port along the Bangladesh border. Petropol Benapol border accounts for 70% of trade between the two nations. This is a very good positive news for India because our 70% of trade between us and Bangladesh took place from this trade route. Media freedom and independence in India had gone down further from 114 in 2004 to 159 in 2024 among 180 nations in the World Press Freedom Index. Okay. G7 leaders have finalized details surrounding a $50 billion loan to aid Kyiv backed by profits from Russia. US approves a $2 billion arms sale package for Taiwan, including advanced surface to air missile systems and radar. As we know, Taiwan faces a major threat from China. So US is supporting Taiwan. We come to a topic. Stubble burning in Punjab and Haryana has decreased this year. So this stubble basically means that parali. And what is parali? Parali is the waste leftover of the crop after the crop is cut out. So that parali is being burned like in very huge quantity. This causes air pollution, and this is the basic cause of air pollution. If we leave aside the bursting of firecrackers and all, this is the root cause of air pollution in the Delhi and the alongside regions. The incidents are 35% less in Punjab and 21% less in Haryana this year as against 2023. When compared with 2017, the issue of stubble burning has decreased by more than 51%, so that's a great news. 25 million pandemic fund goes to curb zoonotic disease. Okay, center has started work on the 25 million G20 pandemic fund project to improve animal health in India as part of an effort to improve the preparedness and response to pandemics. It will expand and upgrade animal health laboratories and developing laboratory network to curb zoonotic diseases. It is in partnership with Asian Development Bank and Food and Agriculture Organization. India is at high risk of emerging infections as per the Infectious Diseases Index, where it scored a low of 42.8 on the Global Health Security Index. Now, this is the article to be read by you all. How will line of actual control agreement pan out on border? It's from the Hindu, October 27, page number 13. Please take a snapshot if you want. Now we come to October 28, 2024. India's Nature Conservation Index rank is 176 out of 180 nations. So this is one thing India is being improving upon. Conservation Index rank is a rank which evaluates countries on the basis of what they are working on the conservation part. So in that, India needs to improve a lot for now. Center defends Aadhaar-based wage payments, says it ensures greater inclusion and efficiency. The Union Rural Development Ministry defends using the Aadhaar-based payment system (ABPS) for Manrega workers. It ensures better targeting, increased efficiency, reducing delays in payments, and greater inclusion by curbing leakages. ABPS has been mandatory from January 1 this year. These benefits are credited directly in your bank accounts based on the Aadhaar number. So, as we know, for the Manrega workers, there is a group of middlemen that comes in between to discharge their payments, and this will ABPS will help in reducing that gap between the workers and the government, as now the government could directly put the wages of the workers into their bank accounts. India to procure 15 more C-295 transport aircraft from Airbus. India looks to procure beyond 56 already contracted. This has been already contracted in the contract. Like they have been signed in for purchase, of which 12 will be manufactured in India, while 3 would come in fly away condition. This will be manufactured by Tata Advanced System Limited. The Tata Aircraft Complex at Vadodara is the first private sector final assembly in line for military aircraft in India. This could be a great current affair. You should know it. This will include the full development of complete ecosystem from the manufacture to assembly to delivery and maintenance. The indigestion level in the 12 aircraft is expected to be 78%. These would be used for maritime reconnaissance role. Okay. Now we come to October 29. The Consumer Affairs Ministry on Monday launched a mobile application for Corporation of India grievance redressal system to address grievances of rice millers. South Africa has filed evidence of a genocide committed by Israel in the Gaza Strip, with the International Court of Justice claims to be destroying Palestinians living in Gaza. Okay. Center warns against illegal digital payment gateways. The Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center, which functions under the Union Home Ministry, has issued alert against illegal payment gateway created using mule bank accounts by transactional organized cyber criminals. Mule accounts are significant contributors to the online fiscal scams that could potentially stiffen off 0.7% of the nation's GDP. Mule accounts are controlled from overseas banks and all. Okay. So this is the article to be read by you all. Solar, a game changer in women's empowerment. This is from the Hindu, October 29, page number 6. Now we come to October 30. Hezbollah announced that it has chosen cleric named Qasim to lead the Lebanese militant group after the killing of Hassan Nasrallah. No, as we all know that Hassan Nasrallah was recently executed by the state of Israel using the famous pager attack. If you want to know more about pager attack and how that Israel carried out this mission, you should always refer to our previous videos. It has been explained quite efficiently there. PM rolls out health cover for persons aged 70 and above in a major expansion of Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. PM Modi has announced that the health coverage under the scheme will now be available to all the senior citizens aged 70 and above. Okay. This is the article to be read by you. A picture of growing economic divide in India. It is from the Hindu, October 30, page number 8. Amit Shah launched a civil registration system mobile application to integrate technology with governance. This app would make registration of births and deaths scamless and hassle-free, by allowing citizens to register at any time from any place. Now, this shows us the importance of data or data science. The collection of data is a very difficult task in a country as big as India. As we know, our population is close to 150 crores. So the collection of data is really a huge task, and our government is doing a great job. General Electric may deliver engines for LCA, that's Light Combat Aircraft, by March or April. After several delays, the F-404 jet engines meant to power the indigenous Light Combat Aircraft Mark 1A are expected to be delivered. The penalty for delayed deliveries have been invoked. The deal is between General Electric and Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. In 2021, the Defense Ministry signed an 48,000 crore deal with Hindustan Aeronautics Limited for 83 aircraft. Rajnath Singh, our Defense Minister, flags off Sagar Mala Parikrama to Thoothukudi. This is a 1,500-kilometer passage by an autonomous surface vessel manufactured by Sagar Defense Engineering from Mumbai to Thoothukudi. I'm sorry if I am not pronouncing it well. He unveiled the third edition of Acing Development of Innovative Technologies with IDEX Challenge and 13th edition of Defense India Startup Challenges aimed to advance indigenous defense technologies and operational efficiencies. New Israeli laws bar UNRWA from operating on its soil. Okay, so UNRWA stands for United Nations Relief and Work Agency for Palestinian Refugees. Now, according to Israel, UNRWA was supporting the Islamic movement, that is Hamas, in the Gaza because UNRWA was providing money to Gaza, which was in turn financing Hamas. So that's basically what Israel thinks. The laws do not immediately take effect but signal a new low for a long troubled relationship between Israel and UN. Under the first law, the UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees or UNRWA would be banned from conducting any activity or providing any service inside Israel. Now we come to October 31st. Halfway through the fiscal year 25, central government's fiscal deficit improved to INR 4.74 lakh crore or 29.4% of its 2024-2025 target as compared to last year. So that's a good news. Fiscal deficit means the loan or the debts that we are carrying. So the more it reduces, the better it is for the country. Afghan women are now forbidden from praying loudly or reciting the Quran in front of other women. Newest restriction on the women under the Taliban rule. Okay. Now, as we all know, Afghanistan is ruled under the Taliban government. It's not a government, it's Taliban, is basically an organization. Troops complete the segment, as we talked about it, the Galwan Valley clash, and after that, many round of talks have been happening and has happened, and now we have come to an agreement. The troops of both nations completed disengagement at Depsang and Demchok in the eastern Ladakh, thus completing the disengagement from all friction points of standoff. Patrolling to resume in the coming days. There are 5 border personnel meeting points along the LAC. The size of the patrol teams will be limited to 20 or under. Now, this is the article to be read by you, The Politics of Database Policy Making. This is from The Hindu, October 31st, page number 9. And one more. This is recognizing the economic value of unpaid work in India. This is again from The Hindu, October 31st, page number 11. You must take a screenshot of all these things. India joins steering committee of Asset Recovery Network. India, represented by the ED, had been included in the steering committee of Asset Recovery Interagency Network Asia Pacific, which is a prominent multi-agency network dedicated to tackling the proceeds of crime in the Asia Pacific region and a member of the global Camden Asset Recovery Interagency Network. Government mulls new procurement model for multi-role fighters. Against the backdrop of the controversy in the procurement of 36 Rafales, the government looks at a model that is transparent and non-controversial for the acquisition of 114 multi-role fighter aircraft. It has been stuck for several years. The request for information for 114 MRFAs was issued in 2019, that is 2019, to global aircraft manufacturers, which requires the aircraft to be licensed manufactured in India with significant technology transfer. The Indian Air Force is currently at 30 fighter squadrons, as against the prescribed strength of 42 squadrons. Now we come to November 1. Climate change in a high-end emission scenario could lead to a 16.9% loss in GDP by 2070 across the Asia Pacific region, with India projected to suffer a 24.7% GDP loss. So this is not a very good news. You see, you are the youth of the nation, and by 2070 you will be there. So you need to take care of the country. US puts 19 India firms on sanctions list. Said helped Russia with materials and tech. Okay, two Indian nationals. This has been a very recent news. You should look out for it. Two Indian nationals also put on a sanction list for alleged role in aiding Russia's war efforts in Ukraine. In a total, nearly 400 entities and individuals were put under sanctions. Most of these 19 are suppliers of electronic components, while a few are suppliers of aircraft parts and machine tools and components. Biological diversity rules notified to boost research, promote ease of doing business. A year after Parliament passed the Biological Diversity Amendment Act 2003, the Union Environmental Ministry has notified the Biological Diversity Rules 2024 to regulate as well as facilitate access to and use of biological resources in the nation. The rules have laid down the process of establishing the three-tier structure of biodiversity resource regulation at the national, state, and local level. Okay. Now this is the article to be read by you. Why 1.5 degrees Celsius goal is unrealistic. This is from the Indian Express, November 1, page number 9.
तो आज की वीडियो में बस इतना ही. आपसे हम दोबारा कनेक्ट होंगे. टिल देन सब्सक्राइब to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram, Telegram, WhatsApp, LinkedIn, and Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Thank you.